So 007 First Light has just come out and it looks like it's doing pretty well. But I am seeing a lot of people still asking whether it's actually any good. So I'm going to walk you through the first few hours of the game, let you know my first thoughts and impressions, and hopefully help you decide whether the game's for you or not. This isn't a full review, this is more of a first impressions video. I won't do the full review until I fully completed the game. So if that's something you eventually want to see, obviously the best way to do that is subscribe. So drop the video a like, guys, and let's get into it. So you should already know that the game is a origin story of 007, James Bond. When the game starts out, you aren't MI6, you aren't a spy, you are an air crewman within the British military. You're working alongside SAS soldiers on some highly classified mission where naturally it all goes wrong. Now this serves as a prologue to the game. A very basic tutorial of essentially stealth, really. You haven't got your gadgets, you don't have your combat abilities, etc. It's more about movement and basic stealth. But here I very quickly learned how stunning the game is and how well the movement, how smooth and fluid and just well put together this game really is. Just straight out the gate is just the first thing I recognize. I will be keeping key parts of the main storyline, any potential spoilers, things that I would like people to experience firsthand. I won't be mentioning them or showing them or talking about them, so I won't get too much into what you actually do in this little prologue section of the game. But ultimately you are headhunted, you are scouted out as a MI6 potential Sky recruit as they relaunch the 007 project, if you will, and you're one of, I think, 8 candidates. You join late to the party. They've already been doing it for several weeks. You have very short amount of time to be caught up. And then this is an extended tutorial in a way. I have seen a lot of people kind of say or give feedback that the start of the game is slow. I personally didn't think so. I thought it was just well-paced considering they're teaching you all the game mechanics and all the movement, combat, stealth, introducing you to several characters, kind of introducing you to the political landscape of the current in-game world. But yeah, it's not gun blazing straight from the start, but you're basically going through boot camp, But this is where you do get to see, a little bit more of the old meat and veg of the combat. It starts to open up a little bit, and this is where I realized how actually fluid and in-depth the combat is. At the start, it's just you're hitting them and you can dodge and you can parry and you can grab them. But when you realize how easy it is to just grab them, run them into a wall or counter them, do a takedown, he then uses whatever the closest environment is, lob a bottle at that guy's head, run over, finish him off. This without any guns, this is just fisticuff combat. And it's probably my favorite part of the game. It's just so fluid. Eventually when the guns are involved, you can shoot a gun out of a guy's hand, it can fly through the air, you can catch it. When you pick up a gun, it just has the magazine that's in it. It's not just this plentiful ammo, endless supply. Once you run out, you can lob the gun at a soldier's head. That stuns him, you finish him off, removing the gun from his hands into yours. It's a very John Wick kind of on-the-go, fluid combat style. Honestly, it's top-notch. Eventually, you get through all the kind of training side of it, and as a group, you think you've deserved a night out, if you will. Let your hair down, and this ends up being your kind of first introduction into you've got an objective, but there isn't a single clear way to do it. There's multiple ways. And this is where the Hitman developers sprinkle in a little bit of their secret sauce. It's not as in-depth as Hitman, but there certainly is just a very open way of completing missions. You gather intel from eavesdropping or finding things, talking to NPCs around the level, and then kind of with the intel you gather, you kind of choose what way works for you, depending on what gadgets you've brought into the mission, etc. And this kind of nightclub mission just serves as a introduction into that kind of gameplay style. Once you've completed that and you move on, you get your first real big mission. And this is where kind of everything you've learned so far all kind of clicks together. your knowledge of combat, stealth, gadgets, the mission structure, and how you want to go about things. And it's incredibly impressive. The setting itself is in crazy kind of level of detail. I'm playing on a PC, I had everything on ultra, so all the ray tracing's popping, etc. And it was just vast. There's, so many doors you can just go through and you don't know where they're going to go. But they're probably part of one of the many ways you could potentially be completing your objective. There were moments where I actually feel like I wasn't 100% on the next step or where to go, but it didn't feel like I was confused or lost. It felt like I know I need to get through there, but I haven't found or figured a way how to do it yet. And it required me just to backtrack a little, maybe listen in on something, maybe speak to somebody at reception. And no matter what I tried, no matter what direction I went in, I got to the end of the mission. And that's just flawless level design. That's free reign. There are some big moments in this, some big kind of story twists that like I said before, I'm not going to get into. I won't show you in this. Would love to talk about them, but for the sake of the viewer, I won't. But there are some big moments in this level, ones they've shown in trailers beforehand, like you've got your kind of first introduction into a fast, action-packed driving scene. And the driving's serviceable, it feels kind of weighty and fast, and was a nice kind of palate cleanser from what you'd been doing, probably for the last hour. It's quite a big, hefty mission. But ultimately, you are just chasing a car. I didn't have any Aston Martin missiles under my car or anything like that, but I did enjoy it. It was good. And eventually you end up in a full blaze airport shootout and you're kicking ass on the top of a plane. And here you're introduced to quite a unique little game mechanic where you hack the controls for the plane, and with your L1 and R1 buttons, you have control over the rudders of the plane. You're able to tilt it left and right. It's a bit chaotic and a bit janky in a way, but quite crazy that in a live shootout you're just twisting the level like that at the ease of a button. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. But at this point, it's shown how varied the gameplay can be with the stealth and the planning and the kind of detective work and spy work alongside the driving and the chaotic shooting and action scenes, ones that would rival Uncharted 4. And this is all within the kind of first 4 or 5 hours of the game. So if everything I've spoke about and shown you piques your interest or you think that looks good, the game reportedly takes 15 to 20 hours to complete. So there's a good chance it's going to be a good sell for you. I'm sold on it. I bought it. Honestly, it gets my stamp of approval. I've really enjoyed my time with it so far. I can't wait to kind of just keep going, see how crazy things get, see where the story goes. Like I said before, that's when I will make my final review, which my review series is just named Bin or Win, whether it's worth your kind of time and your money. I don't rate it out of 10. It's either yes or no. So yeah, to summarize, guys, our first impressions, it's a solid game, genuinely in every kind of way possible. It looks good. It feels good. It's not buggy at all. I didn't experience a single bug. The gameplay's varied, lots of options, player choice. And yeah, it just feels like a real good AAA action-adventure game. But if you are playing it or you've completed it, let me know what you think about it. Pop in the comments anything you think people who are on the fence might want to know before getting into it. And if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, guys, subscribe, drop the video a like, and I will catch you in the next one.